Today on the News Roundup, Brent chats with a very special guest, Dr. Stephen Hunsaker, the lead COVID frontline doctor at GRH, and a bonus interview with a very special guest, Chef Russ Gleason from Marketplace Fresh Foods.
This is the Thursday edition of the News Roundup, brought to you by EONI and Ronde Hospital.
Thanks for tuning in, Eastern Oregon. I'm Bree Troutman.
And I'm Bob Cavanaugh.
And you're watching the News Roundup.
This story is brought to you by True Value Hardware on Jefferson Street. Behind every project is a true value. For our first story, we want you to meet Chef Russ Gleason. Russ is originally from New York and has an exciting career in cooking, including being Wayne Newton's main chef in Las Vegas. He's a real deal when it comes to excellent cuisine. Not too long ago, Russ moved to the Ronde Valley and has taken on the role of Marketplace Fresh Foods head chef. Here's a look at our EOTalk with Russ Gleason.
So what got you into cooking? Like what inspired Russ Gleason to start to become a chef?
Inspired me was my grandmother, actually. My grandmother was a great cook from back in the day, and then my mother took over, and then just watching her growing up and just getting in there and making cavadillas when I was 5 years old and 7, just watching it all. And then as I got older and older and older, I started working in like fast food restaurants and stuff like that, and I really enjoyed it. So then that's how that was the thing to go. And then my uncle owned pizzerias too back in the day, back in 85, 86, 87. He had a pizzeria, Rayo's Pizza in Amityville, New York, where the Amityville Horror is at, right down the street actually. That's how I got into it. And then going to culinary school after that, and just working in hotels and casinos, and I was overseas for a number of years, and here we are.
Be sure to check out the full interview right here on EOAlive.
This story is brought to you by Brother Bear Cafe on Adams Avenue. Call in and order takeout today. Yesterday, Brent sat down with the head COVID frontline doctor at GRH, Dr. Stephen Hunsaker, on a live EOTalks to visit more about the COVID vaccine. The conversation was open to viewer questions and comments. Here's a look at yesterday's interview.
A lot of the concerns and fears about a vaccine can really be allayed if someone gets down to the nuts and bolts and really understands, hey, what is it we're trying to do here? What are you putting into my body? And then just expecting me to believe it's going to make me better. How is it going to make me better? Prove it. And so the analogy I used last time was that this vaccine, you should think of it as a little packet of blueprints or architectural plans that get injected into your body, and they get taken up by your muscle cells. And there's some tiny little factories within each muscle cell that are designed to make proteins. And this vaccine has the blueprints that factory needs to make the protein. And I've got some very simple illustrations here. But if you can see that, think of that as the protein that your body is making. This is not COVID. It's not related to COVID in any way, shape, or form. It's just a protein that some muscle cells in your body will make for a while after you get the vaccine. Well, this protein starts floating around and it's foreign, and your body's immune system recognizes it. And once it recognizes it, it breaks it down, and then it makes a whole police force of cells whose sole reason for existence is to float around in the body and hunt for this protein and kill it. And by now, the vaccine's out of your body. It's gone. But you have your own police force looking for this protein.
Be sure to watch the full interview either on our Facebook or our YouTube channel.
This story is brought to you by Northwest Furniture and Mattress, your local family-owned furniture store. This week, we added a new show to our programming here at EOAlive. Every Tuesday and Thursday morning at 8 a.m., Brent and Doddsy will be live streaming EOAlive's very own morning show, AM on EOAlive. The show will include discussions, news, and on-the-spot weather reports, as well as a daily Marketplace Fresh Foods menu from Russ Gleason. And viewers can call in for questions, comments, and feedback. Take a look at this morning's broadcast.
I'm kind of old school, so when somebody says there's nothing to do here, and I'm like, and that's a bad thing? I mean, Yeah, because the point is that it forces you to get out. I remember, and I've told this story many times, when I was a kid. Boy, just saying that prefaces we lost half our.
Yeah, was that
audience
like in the 1920s or?
Yeah, the 1920s. Yeah. So when I was a kid in the 60s and 70s, my brother and I would get to fighting. He's just 2 years older than I, and we'd be fighting, and all of a sudden my mom would say, "Get out of the house," And so like this hot summer day, and literally she'd shoo us out the front door, and you'd hear the door close and lock. You'd hear the deadbolt go click. It's like, okay, we're not coming in.
Right.
And so, yeah. So, but we'd sit there for a few minutes, and then we'd be off riding bikes, or we'd play catch, or we'd figure out some other thing to entertain ourselves,
Be sure to tune in every Tuesday and Thursday morning at 8 a.m. for AM on EOAlive. And if you're not a morning person, it's okay, don't worry. You can view past broadcasts on EOAlive's Facebook page and YouTube channel.
Get ready, here's Doddsy with another sports segment.
What's up, Eastern Oregon? Here's your little sports segment for the news roundup. This week I had a really good week. We're moving forward with sports. High school's practicing, EOU's practicing. It's super exciting. I sat down with EOU football starting quarterback Kai Quinn, and I also sat down with EOU football's Solo Taylor. He's a linebacker on the defense. He's a redshirt sophomore. He's a well-spoken kid, good kid. His sister plays on the volleyball team. We talk a little bit about that, and it's a good interview. It's fun, so pay attention. We're going to put a little snippet of it right now. Boom. What about personal goals? Yeah.
So me personally, it's something that we've had set out, since the summertime. We set them, when we thought we were going to play in the fall, we had our goals set up personally.
Absolutely.
I would say personally, I think last year was a good kind of transition period, coming off of pretty big surgery and all that, and kind of getting my feet back under me playing football. I go back and watch film. There's a lot of plays I could have made. There's a lot of plays to be made that I, maybe a step shorter. That's kind of what's so frustrating about having to wait so long to play is, since I've been in college football, this, I feel, as big as I have, as strong as I have, as fast as I have, as explosive as I have, overall as prepared as I have to play football. And so, maybe this is another benefit of getting moved to the spring. I've had another couple months to get ready.
Thanks, Eastern Oregon. It's Doddsy, and I'm out.
Be sure to tune in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for full sports interviews and news with Doddsy. This story is brought to you by Rock & Sons Tire and Auto. Go get your snow tires now.
And here's Bree with a furry little feline friend looking for a forever home.
Hey EOAlive, Bree Troutman here with another one of our special furry feline friends from Blue Mountain Humane Association. I have with me today Tom Bombadil. Tom is approximately between 7 and 8 months old, we're estimating. He is fixed. Tom comes from the feral colony out by Grocery Outlet and the dialysis clinic. And he was a very, very sick kitty, believe it or not. When we got him, him and his litter mates were near death, and with the help of the community, we were able to get them nursed back to health and rehabilitated and socialized, and now they are very healthy, curious little kitters. So if you are interested in Tom or one of the other Grocery Outlet babies, Grocery Outlet Dialysis Center feral colony babies, then come on down to Blue Mountain Humane Association and tell them that you are interested in Tom Bombadil. Thank you for tuning in, Eastern Oregon. I'm Bree Troutman.
And I'm Bob Cavanaugh.
Tune in next time for the weekly news roundup.